to Liam Key. Liam, it's finished Arsenal 2, Wolves 0. Interesting game. What did you make of it overall?
Yeah, Wolves were a little bit all over the place in the first half, particularly defensively. Now, they actually had a lot of possession early on, first 10, 15 minutes of the game, and once they had to start playing from the back, because they had that possession, they had the opportunities, they were playing from Jose Sarr, pivoted off Mario Lemina out wide, something they've worked on a lot in training, something we watched a lot in pre-season, and they were making mistakes. Totti Gomez, who I'm a massive fan of, I think he's an excellent footballer, had potentially his worst game in the Wolves shirt in that first half, much better in the second half, but a lot of mistakes in that first half, really, really poor from a player who's a bit more experienced now, and Wolves need to step up. So disappointed from him, but the team didn't particularly play well at all as a cohesive unit in that first half. However, they create one massive chance. Of course, they go 1-0 down. Pretty poor defending, really, to go 1-0 down, and they create one massive chance. Hwang whips it in for Larsson, and it's a fantastic header. But unfortunately, Wolves is an equally as fantastic save from David Raya, and Wolves are unable to get themselves back into back level before the break. Second half, a lot better, a lot momentum, dominating the ball, looking after it a lot better, finding space out wide, creating chances. But you don't take the chances, and a team like Arsenal will punish you, and they get the second in a disappointing fashion from Wolves' point.
It's a shame, really, isn't it? Because we said before the game, just get through that first half an hour. There were nerves there, especially when you've got a new back four, when you've got obviously Matt Doherty, who, by the way, I thought was absolutely excellent today. Even though lost 2-0, he was absolutely excellent today. But to get Totti, to get Jurgen Mosquera through that first half an hour, and they didn't quite get there, did they? Disappointing goal to give away. In fact, both goals were preventable, really.
Yeah, exactly. The first one, I think Lemina can come out to Saka better, close him down better, lets him get the cross in. Sarr comes to claim it when he probably doesn't need to. Obviously doesn't get there. And Havertz makes the run on Mosquera, comes in out of nowhere. Mosquera's not really aware of him, wins the header into goal. And the second one, again, Saka involved, comes in off the right-hand side onto his left foot. We all know, as good as he is, we all know what Bukayo Saka wants to do, and that is find his left foot.
Yeah.
And Ryan Aitken gives him a yard first of all, but shows him onto his left foot as well, and that's a big error. Shows him onto his left foot. The shot is good, but Sarr again beating his near post. So from both Aitken and Sarr's perspective, in that second goal, I think everybody's disappointed.
And another bad time to give the goal away, to give the second in, because Cunha's on the pitch, they're looking more threatening, aren't they? And they're creating chances, probably having the best period of play, those 15-20 minutes beforehand, and then they give away 2-0, and then it's game over, really.
Yeah, that second goal killed the game, because Wolves were looking strong to try and get back into the game. They were really creating chances. They were, as I say, finding space out wide, putting Arsenal under a lot of pressure. Arsenal giving the ball away, Saliba gives it away, and Cunha has an opportunity, but they don't take advantage of that opportunity. And a team like Arsenal, as I say, who are very, very good going forward, are going to punish you eventually if you don't take those opportunities. Wolves didn't, and were punished, and Arsenal walk away deservedly winners of the game.
3 Premier League debutants today. Will they be better for it, playing in this kind of an atmosphere, in this kind of stadium, against this kind of quality opposition?
Yeah, and I don't think any of them necessarily shirked the responsibility either. Well, I think it was particularly bad performances, and it means that you've hopefully got a platform to build from, because look, Wolves were never expected to win this game. Arsenal are a very good team, and it was always going to be tough. You now build from this to a Chelsea home game, which, by the way, Wolves should be, I wouldn't go as far as saying favourites, but should be hoping to get something from that. I think Wolves are dangerous, particularly at home, against a Chelsea team that at the moment, as we record this, are a little bit of unknown.
Yeah, on the way back tonight, 2-0 defeat. It won't be heads down, will it? It'll be looking forward to next Saturday. There were definitely positives there. I'm sure Gary Neal will weigh it up in his head, see what changes there are. Daniel Podence, of course, came on as well. Gonzalo Guedes is training. He didn't come on today, but Pedro Lima didn't make the squad. Boubacar Traore. There's a lot of strength and depth here, but what they do need to do is they need to make signings. They need to make a couple of signings, and also they need to know whether the likes of Guedes, the likes of Daniel Podence are going to be staying at this club, and they need to know that sooner rather than later, because if they are, and they still need to make 2 with these 2 guys here, it might be multiple signings. I mean, they've only got till next Thursday.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think next Friday. Yeah, I think particularly on those 2 players, Guedes and Podence, for the players' perspective as well as the club, they need a definitive answer, because this limbo that Wolves are in,
it's a big change now.
Exactly. Yeah,
Bellegarde,
exactly.
Chiquinho as well.
This limbo the Wolves are in. Yeah, as great as it is to have those 2 players as options and be in the squad today, obviously Podence coming on, as you say, you need a definitive answer, because if Wolves lose them late in the window and don't have an answer for that, all of a sudden the squad looks a lot shorter, a lot smaller. So yeah, I think it's really important to have an answer one way or the other on that, first of all, which at the moment we're a little bit up in the air. But Podence did relatively well when he came on.
His delivery was superb.
Floating around.
If you're Gary Neal, you ask Daniel Podence, do you want to be here this season? Do you want to be fighting for a place? And he says yes. For me, you're keeping 100%.
I agree.
Out of the three guys, I mean, obviously Fabio Silva's not going to kick a ball again in a Wolves shirt, but Gonzalo Guedes, Daniel Podence would be my preferable choice out of those three to stay and to battle out.
No, I agree. Look, he's got Premier League experience. We know on his day he's a very good Premier League top flight footballer as well. So I think I completely agree. If he's happy to be here and happy to be around it and committed to playing for Wolves, then I see no reason why Wolves should not keep hold of him. Lots of ifs there, though, isn't there? There's lots of decisions to make on that. I think the final point I'll make on the forwards actually is Matheus Cunha. Very good when he came on. My slight concern for Wolves is they're a little bit over-reliant on him at the moment, aren't they? Because without him, it looks a little bit disjointed. Albeit, I thought Hwang did quite well actually today. But with him on the pitch, Wolves look a different beast and look a different animal. Like, obviously, he's back from his injury, and we hope that he's the last of his injury issues. But there's no guarantees, and that for me is the small concern. That they are a little bit over-reliant on Matheus Cunha.
Jose Sarbi disappointed with both goals today. What do you feel?
I think so. Some of his distribution as well. Not great. Yeah, I think. Hopefully just a little bit rusty. Hasn't obviously played a lot, so I would like to think that will be ironed out fairly quickly.
Yeah, in terms of Chelsea, look, you're not going to probably get anyone over the line who's going to be starting against Chelsea. Do you feel that these players, minus probably, you think Cunha's probably going to slot in for Bellegarde, but apart from that, would you expect to see the same 11 against Chelsea, or do you think there'll be changes there?
I do expect to see the same 11. I don't think you throw the baby out with the bathwater after one loss. I don't think you get rid of this system.
First baby out of the bathwater for the season.
There you go. I don't think you get rid of the system. I don't think you lose faith in a Totti and a Yerson back to straight away. There are questions if it continues like that first half. However, the second half was a lot better. I think it's important to say. If it continues like that first half for a long period of time, then the questions start to come. But we'll still need a centre-back signing as well. Obviously, Dawson coming on was interesting as well. They Norwich coming off. So, yeah, Wolves, I think, just need a couple of different options. But I do expect, with Cunha coming in, to probably be the only change for that game.
Arsenal 2, Wolves 0. For the post-match reaction, make sure you log on to expressandStar.com.